This is RTV6 News at Noon, working for you.
Well, it began over the weekend, and the rains have continued to come on this Monday. This morning, it led to high water on several roadways. Some minor east side flooding here at Emerson Avenue in Lexington actually caused a couple of cars to stall out. We can tell you the city of Indianapolis says structures and roads near Crooked Creek, Mud Creek, White River, and other low-lying areas may experience some flooding today. And so, of course, we have flooding. We need things to dry out, and we need time for them to dry out. So on that note, we want to toss things over to Todd Clausen, working from home this midday. And Todd, what can we expect as we head into the rest of our Monday?
You know, as we go throughout the day today, Lauren, we're going to kind of taper that heavy rain off to more in the way of scattered showers. But there's more heavy rain that's going to come tomorrow. So the flooding situation probably going to continue at times here over the course of the next 24 to maybe even 48 hours. Here's a live look at Storm Team 6 radar right now. And you can see the heaviest of the rain now just east of downtown Indianapolis as you make your way closer to the Greenfield area up towards Vernon into the Pendleton area. And then as we slide to the north, some pockets of moderate rainfall as well near Hartford City, as well as Winchester and Muncie. And this rain is all streaming from south to north, with it just slowly moving off towards the east. So that was the problem today. Areas that saw a lot of heavy rainfall saw it over and over and over again. And I too even had some ponding in my backyard. Back off to our west, you notice this spin right here near Champaign. That's just the slow moving area of low pressure. And this area of low pressure is just going to slowly make its way through our area. And that's just going to keep the rain showers in the forecast throughout the afternoon. The heaviest of the rain will be confined to eastern locations. And as we work our way into the evening hours, still some spotty showers will remain all the way to 11 o'clock. But Lauren, tomorrow, another round of heavier rain comes in, mainly in eastern locations. Again, that's why the flash flood watch is out. We'll talk more about that for you coming up in just a little bit.
All right, Todd, thank you. Well, we know that the rain played a factor in some of the crashes on the roads today, and police have not said whether rain may have caused this crash. Sent a driver to the hospital in critical condition after his car collided with an Indigo bus. This all happened around 9 o'clock this morning near 38th Street and Sherman Drive. Police say no one on the bus was injured, rather, and officers are still working to find out what caused this crash. Turning now to the new COVID-19 numbers. They've just been released by the state health department. They show that Indiana has now surpassed 28,000 positive tests since the pandemic began. 492 of those new cases were reported today. Indiana also has more than 1,600 confirmed deaths from COVID-19. That number grows to more than 1,700 if you include the probable coronavirus deaths reported by the state. More COVID-19 testing options are opening up for Hoosiers. Another company has joined the state's testing effort. The private urgent care chain Indiana Immediate Care opened 4 new testing locations today in central Indiana. You don't have to be a patient to get tested for COVID-19. All you have to do is park outside the centers and call when you arrive. A health professional will do over-the-phone screening before you come out to do a curbside nasal swab.
We felt that was tremendously valuable to the Hoosiers here in Indiana. And also just a lack of testing availability. Like, why not? Let's jump in the game and start helping Indiana get back on track. Let's start helping get our economy back open.
Well, the clinics are also providing antibody testing at no cost as a part of a federal program. So you can come to see whether or not you've had the coronavirus in the past but were not diagnosed. You can find the locations and all the times for these clinics. Just click on this story at our website, theindychannel.com. We now know more about a program designed to help businesses in Indianapolis reopen safely. The city and the Indy Chamber have released details on grants that are available to help small businesses buy masks and other protective gear for their employees. Mayor Joe Hogsett announcing the $5 million fund last week. Today, the city and the chamber announcing that small businesses could apply for grants of up to $5,000 each. The money must be spent on personal protective equipment or improvements to businesses that help prevent the spread of the coronavirus. You can find more information on the grant program at our website, theindychannel.com. On the website on your screen, responseindychamber.com. We'll also have those details on our website. Well, employees at 2 central Indiana auto plants are now back on the job today. General Motors plant up in Kokomo and the Subaru factory in Lafayette are both resuming production. GM says all of its employees will go through safety protocols. New measures include hand sanitizing, face coverings, safety glasses, and a temperature scan. The Kokomo plant has been building those ventilators for hospitals during part of the shutdown. Well, he didn't use the president's name, but former President Barack Obama used a pair of virtual commencement speeches to take what most believe are shots at the president's handling of the pandemic. As ABC's Ines de la Cotera tells us, the president is now firing back.
This morning, President Trump claiming his predecessor didn't have a clue and left him little ventilators and testing capacity, even though COVID-19 did not exist during the Obama presidency.
Look, he was an incompetent president. That's all I can say. Grossly incompetent.
Trump's attacks coming in response to former President Obama blasting his administration's handling of the pandemic over the weekend while speaking to high school and college graduates in a pair of virtual commencement speeches. Obama never mentioning Trump by name.
More than anything, this pandemic has finally torn back the curtain on the idea that so many of the folks in charge know what they're doing. A lot of them aren't even pretending to be in charge.
Obama piling on during the simulcast Graduate Together ceremony honoring high school graduates.
Doing what feels good, what's convenient, what's easy, that's how little kids think. Unfortunately, a lot of so-called grown-ups, including some with fancy titles and important jobs, still think that way, which is why things are so screwed up.
This as President Trump has been pushing unfounded claims that it was President Obama who was behind the Russia investigation, tweeting last week about impeachment, Russia, and so-called Obamagate more than 160 times.
This was all Obama. This was all Biden. These people were corrupt. The whole thing was corrupt, and we caught them.
And President Trump has also called for President Obama to testify before Congress about the origins of the Russia probe, a call that's already been rejected by some of his allies in the Senate. Ines de la Cotera, ABC News, Washington.
It's one of the biggest games going on right now, and of course that means crooks are targeting people who play it. Next, some tips on who you want to avoid as you build up your imaginary online world. Todd.
And Lauren, we've been dealing with scattered showers and downpours throughout the day today, and unfortunately this rain is going to stick around. We have Tropical Storm Arthur that's out off the Carolina coast, and that is impacting any weather from moving west to east. That means we stick with more rain in the forecast. We'll talk all about it coming up when the News at Noon continues right here on RTV6.
General Hospital, this week on ABC.
Welcome back. It's been one of the most popular games in the world this year, but there are parts of Nintendo's Animal Crossing that crooks are trying to take advantage of. Tim Maniscalco with the Better Business Bureau is here with a warning about people claiming to have parts of the online game that are hard to find.
Yeah, this is a new game out there by Nintendo, and what they have done is expanded it to the point where you can actually play Animal Crossing with others, where you can buy and trade animals with others. What you do is you build this community, and these animals are doing different activities within your community. Kind of a fun game. But what we're seeing is that there are certain animals that are in scarce supply, that are coveted, and the scammers are going out on places like eBay or Facebook, places like that, and offering these scarce animals for sale for real money, not the play money that's in the game. You'll buy the money or buy the animal on eBay, and then the animal won't show up. You've actually spent real money on this. So just be very, very careful of any of these offers on places like eBay where they want you to spend your real money buying these animals. They don't exist like that. You can do it obviously within the game and the play money, but if you're going to spend your real money, don't do that. The scammers are out there just trying to suck you in, wanting to get you to have that animal that maybe no one else has, and you're just going to lose your money that way. So it's a fun game. Go ahead and play it, but don't spend any real money.
All right, Tim, thank you so much. You can find more tips on avoiding scams at our website, theindychannel.com/money. Well, they came together online in hopes of surviving until they can host shows again. Up next, how live music venues are trying to hang on through the pandemic so that these live shows can eventually go on. And let's take a live look outside right now from our Weather Now camera here overlooking the Circle City, and it is a gloomy look here in downtown Indianapolis. Todd Clausen's going to break down our full forecast for the rest of the day and look ahead to your week. That's coming up right here on the News at Noon. Stay with us.
RTV6 hiring Hoosiers partner.
Well, the entertainment industry is being hit really hard right now, and many venues don't expect to open their doors again until at least late summer. Troy Washington is working for you to explain how owners are working together to get through this tough time.
You know, as a fan, myself, we created these rooms because we love live music, and I know that all the owners in our alliance, it's a business, but it's also a labor of love, and we really just want to get back to doing live shows again. I think the fans want that too. These streaming programs are not really what we do for a living. We want the real thing, just like everybody else.
For now, Josh Baker and the rest of the Indiana Venue Alliance will have to substitute live music for the virtual experience.
We gather for a living. That's what we do. And when we're mandated with all these restrictions, we're the first ones to close, and we're going to be the last to open. When you see all these phases rolling out, we're in the very last one, no doubt about it.
It's a 2-hour presentation featuring national, local, and regional talent, along with appearances from local leaders like Mayor Hogsett.
Tonight's program is a special tribute to 3 artists that we lost recently, great songwriters, and we're basically raising awareness for the critical issues facing all the independent music venues in Indiana.
The pandemic has put a damper on partying or even just stepping out to listen to music. Not to mention the concert industry, which is on pause for now and may not return until late summer with restrictions.
The Venue Alliance, we've got about 30 members now all across the state of Indiana, ranging from the Melody Inn to the Jazz Kitchen to the Vogue, Clyde Theater in Fort Wayne, Red Bicycle in Madison, here's Square Cat Vinyl, the Hi-Fi, all of these independent rooms. When all this was happening, we all kind of saw a need to be working together and collaborating on our efforts as we're trying to fight through this.
Working for you, Troy Washington, RTV6.
Troy, thank you. Right now on the RTV6 app, we have the details on how you can help these venues as they continue to be impacted during the pandemic. And as the state continues to reopen, other businesses that rely on restaurants and bars are trying to find a way to start working again while practicing social distancing. Indiana Trivia has been doing live trivia nights 5 days a week while promoting carryout for local businesses and allowing players to play trivia for free. This Friday, anyone who makes a purchase at a Carmel restaurant and shows a copy of their receipt is eligible to play and win a cash prize. They're also now transitioning to start trivia nights at bars and restaurants again for the first time the week of June, but there will be some changes to that in-person game.
We are doing everything where the players won't actually have to leave their table. And because they're not leaving their table, and because our host won't actually be walking around throughout, we're not technically considered live entertainment, which has in turn helped the venues pull the trigger and say, let's get some form of entertainment back in the door, which has been great for us to bring our hosts back to work, basically.
Well, because of social distancing guidelines, they are reinventing their games. They'll get rid of any answer slips and pencils. Everyone will now use their phones. They're working to find a way to prevent cheating while playing as well. If everything goes as planned, their Trivia League playoffs will continue in July. People getting creative to get back open here in the state of Indiana. All right, we got to get a check of our forecast right now. It's Monday, kind of a gloomy start to our work week. Todd, what can we expect the rest of the day?
Unfortunately, it's going to remain gloomy, Lauren. We may have a few peaks of sunshine here and there, but honestly, we get into some sunshine, that'll actually help to feed and develop some additional showers across the area. So as you take a live look at Storm Team 6 radar, you can see where the heaviest of the rain is currently falling across the area, and that is to the northeast of Indianapolis. Some real heavy rainfall right now in Delaware County, Muncie, over towards Winchester, up to Hartford City, and into the Marion area. Just some light scattered showers now moving through the Greenfield, the New Pal area, and then some light to moderate rainfall south of Nashville over towards Bedford as we work our way throughout the course of the next couple minutes. All this rain is making its way from south to north, and that's the problem. Areas that are seeing rain right now will continue to see the rainfall for the next couple hours. If you live to the west of this yellow line that I drew, which kind of goes right through Indianapolis, you're just tapering everything off to some spot showers here and there throughout the remainder of the afternoon, as we'll kind of deal with just the area of low pressure here. We're starting to slowly rotate through. All this heavy rainfall is out ahead of the main low. So let me walk you through our rain chances for today and in the coming days. So I think we're almost done with the heaviest of the rain for today, with the exception of far eastern locations. So we'll call it moderate chances from this point forward. It's high chances tomorrow, and then Wednesday and Thursday, finally an opportunity to dry out. Here's TrueCast for today. That heavy rainfall should be into Ohio by 4 p.m. Then just spotty showers throughout the remainder of the afternoon and into the evening hours. But we'll still always have kind of that damp feel with high temperatures that'll be hovering generally in the upper 60s to right around 70 degrees. So those temperatures should moderate as we get rid of this heavier band of rain. Let me jump forward to TrueCast tomorrow morning and watch what happens with these heavier bands of rain that start to make their way into the area. They actually come in from east and push off to the west throughout the afternoon hours. So we'll continue to deal with this rain off and on throughout Tuesday, heaviest to the east, and then further west you are, it's more the way of scattered showers and maybe a few thunderstorms, but we're not expecting any widespread severe weather. These are rainfall potentials additional from what we've had. And some areas have had a lot of rainfall. Former RTV6 reporter Jack Reinhart sent me a text up in Hamilton County, and he had over 2.5 inches of rain. And it looks like there could be additional 1 to 3 inches of rain off to the far east by the time we get to Wednesday afternoon. Notice the totals are a lot less as you work your way off to the west. But within those higher projected rainfall totals, the National Weather Service has issued a flash flood watch, and I would expect at some point some of those watches will be upgraded to whether a flash flood warning or just general flood warnings. We'll have to see, but I would expect to see some of those get issued here going forward in the coming hours and in coming days for that matter. So the weather pattern is very unsettled through Wednesday, and that's because of Arthur, the tropical storm out in the Atlantic, just blocking everything from moving from west to east. But once that moves out, there's some improvement. There could be a stray storm on Thursday. Friday's a great day at 75. And then just in time for the Memorial Day holiday weekend, Lauren, we're looking at high temperatures that'll be all the way up into the low to even mid-80s, and that'll carry over into Memorial Day itself. And on what would have been a race Sunday, just a chance of a stray storm, that high temperature of 84 degrees.
All right, Todd, thank you so much. Well, you may be giving yourself a lot of reasons to give up on exercising right now, but a sports psychologist tells us there's more to it than just staying in shape. You may not have had as much time between working from home, taking care of the kids. Maybe you found your motivation at the gym, or maybe you were working towards a race that's now canceled. It could come down to finding a new reason to keep going.
You can still have goals, but they need to be relevant to this point in time. So changing relevance might mean, well, I am exercising now because I'm committed to my general health. I want to be personally responsible for my health.
Well, Emmerman says this is a chance to change up the exercise routine that you've fallen into. Use some creativity to work with the options that you have. You could try group training over a video platform or challenging a friend to follow a new routine with you. She also says everyone will have limits to what they can do, and that is okay. Still ahead here on the news at noon, we'll get one final check of your forecast as we have a gloomy Monday, as you can see by our Weather Now camera. We'll be right back after the break.
To Keller and Keller.
Welcome back. Well, this gives a whole new meaning to a drive-through blessing. A priest decided to spread some joy, the socially distant way, of course. So rather than using his hands to bless members of the church with holy water, Father Tim of St. Ambrose Parish in Michigan stood 6 feet away and gave out the holy water with a squirt gun. This actually happened on Easter Sunday. Looks like as people are driving by. But Father Tim says that the holy water gun just got out. The photos here, and they're spreading joy all around the world. He told BuzzFeed News that he's astonished at how many people are sharing those photos. Oh, that's pretty funny, Todd. That is one way to do it.
Right? Absolutely. I love his style. I love his style. Yeah. All right, here's a live look at radar, and you can see that some heavy rain still exists on the far eastern portion of the state. And the further east you are, the heavier the rain will be this afternoon. It should be just some spotty showers from this point forward in and around the metro area and points to the west, but more heavy rain tomorrow. That's why there's some flash flood watches out there. Much improved weather by the end of the week with warmth and sunshine.
All right, Todd, thank you so much. And thank you for making RTV6 your choice for news. Have a great Monday.